मंगलहारी द्रवहु सुदशरथ अजर बिहारी।
राम सिया राम जय जय राम।
Bhaiya, can you please tell me why do we celebrate Deepawali?
No, not now. Have some patience.
Oh Bhaiya, my patience cannot defeat my curiosity. Please tell me now.
Okay, listen. Deepawali is associated with the homecoming of Lord Ram. But you can only understand the importance of this day when you know how it all began. So, Kekai, who was one of the most loved wives of Maharaj Dashrath, was the mother of Bharat, and she wanted the throne of Ayodhya for her son. On the other hand, Dashrath was celebrating the fact that the next day his eldest and ideal son Ram will be entitled to the throne. But Kekai had fabricated a perfect plan to turn around the tables. She lay down on the ground in a gloomy room, crying as if she was mourning, without jewels. All was a dull fabric that she wore. Dashrath came, and he was amused to see Kekai in such a worse condition. He asked Kekai what happened, and she reminded him that years back, when once she saved his life, he promised him to fulfill any 2 wishes of hers. And she added that she wanted to utilize all that right now. Dashrath asked, "What do you want?" And she replied, "I want the throne of Ayodhya for my son Bharat." And 14 years of exile in forest for Ram. Dashrath was shocked to the core. And he started crying and lamenting for his loved son Ram. But Ram was not a common son. He was Maryada Purushottam, the most ideal and brave man who carried his responsibilities sensibly all through his life. And very happily, he agreed to go and live in the forest. To keep his father's words, as in their clan, one must keep his promise whatever may come. He took the blessings of his father and elders and went immediately to live in the forest with his wife Sita and his younger brother Lakshman. One fine day in the jungle, Sita saw a very beautiful creature, a golden deer, and she asked Ram to go and catch it for her.
Babu Ram, ye sono karine jitna अच्छा है मेरे आए.
Ram refused, but he cannot ignore the constant requests made by his wife, and he stood up to leave. He also commanded Lakshman to protect Sita by the time he goes to catch the deer. Ram did not return. What came back was his voice, requesting for help. Disturbed by this unusual event, Sita asked Lakshman to go for help. But after a series of unsuccessful attempts, Sita finally made Lakshman agree to go. Lakshman drew a line outside their hut with his magical and powerful arrow that would protect Sita by the time she is inside its boundary and does not cross it. Ram and Lakshman both did not return. Who came was a demon Ravan in disguise of a sage. He asked for food and offerings, but Sita could not cross the line. Angered by this, the fake sage tried to frighten Sita, and eventually Sita crossed the line made by Lakshman. Now he came in his real attire, dressed in black, the mighty demon Ravan, took Sita's hand and flew with her in his Pushpak Viman. They were flying to Lanka. Sita cried in help and called out Ram's name again and again.
Hey Prabhu Ram, batao. Hey Prabhu Ram, batao.
And here, the two brothers Ram and Lakshman were startled when they did not find Sita in their hut. And they also left in search of Sita. There, they met a powerful Vanar, Hanuman, who was going to help Ram to find her Sita. By the way, Hanuman is Ram's greatest disciple, and hence he is called Bhakt Hanuman.
मैं आपकी माता सीता को खोजने में मदद करूंगा.
He flew across the large ocean and finds Sita in Ravan's Ashok Vatika, a huge garden beautifully maintained in Lanka. There, he met Sita and gave her Ram's ring as a symbol of authenticity to prove that he is the messenger of Ram. Later, the hungry Hanuman asked Sita if he could eat the fruits of this beautiful garden.
माँ, मुझे भूख लगी है. क्या मैं इन फलों को खा सकता हूँ?
Sita agreed, and he destroyed half the garden in the name of eating. Later, Ravan's son Meghnath fought with him and forced him in ropes. Ravan then ordered to lit his tail. Ironically, not even a single hair of Hanuman's mighty tail got burned. But, on the other hand, he burned the whole Lanka. By putting rocks in ocean, Ram with his supporters managed to make a bridge to Lanka, and they reached there to fight the demon and took Ram's wife back. After 9 days of an intense war, the ideal man Ram got victory over Ravan. And that was the last day of their 14 years of exile. So Ram, Sita and Lakshman returned to Ayodhya happily. Do you now understand why people are so happy about it?
फुलवारी रे साजे गाजे बाजे गूंजे सपनोरी ये किलकारी रे वन उपवन अभिनंदन करता छाई घटा पनियारी रे शक्कर भांको झांकी झांको हुई जश्न की ये तैयारी रे मन हर जाओ धन बरसाओ धन सुखवाड़ो जी रे
आयो रे शुभ दिन आयो रे
But that's not the end of the story. Every day is a festival. And the very next day of Deepawali, we celebrate Govardhan Puja, followed by the festival of Bhai.
माथे पे तिलक लगवा के तुम बहना का मान बढ़ाना, भाई दूज का त्योहार मेरे भैया भूल न जाना। भाई
जगमग जगमग आई दिवाली, जगमग जगमग आई दिवाली, खुशियाँ ढेर लाई दिवाली, जगमग जगमग आई दिवाली। दीप जले हैं घर घर देखो, रंगोली से सजा है आंगन, रोशनी की लड़ियाँ हैं डाली, जगमग जगमग आई दिवाली। कपड़े पहने हैं, नई नई चीजें हैं आई, नई नई सी गलियां सजा ली, जगमग जगमग आई दिवाली। करते हैं लक्ष्मी का पूजन और लेते आशीष बड़ों का, करते हैं लक्ष्मी का पूजन और लेते आशीष बड़ों का, दोस्तों के संग धूम मचा ली, जगमग जगमग आई दिवाली। जगमग जगमग आई दिवाली, जगमग जगमग आई दिवाली, खुशियाँ